Hello guys, welcome to this new video on Python. And in this video, we are going to learn how to make a stock prediction application using Python, machine learning, open source library, sklearn, and GUI making a module of Python, that is tkinter. So the application that you can see on the screen is the one which we are going to make. So you just need to type the interest rate of a certain population and then type the unemployment rate, and then just click on this predict stock price for that market. So you will get the stock price. So the code which is behind this application that we have built on sklearn, tkinter module code, is the one which we are going to see in this video. So let's start first with the exploratory data analysis of the project. So we will use the Jupyter notebooks for exploratory data analysis, and for building this tkinter module, we will be building it into idle. The tkinter runs as a module and we cannot run it in the Jupyter notebooks. Just follow the steps that I am showing in this video. You will be able to make this whole application on your own, and also I will leave the GitHub link to the project in the description below. So the first step is we will be importing important libraries that are required for our project. So we'll import NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, and from the stats model we will be importing the formula.api. Next thing is that now we need the data. So I have artificially created the data here, and I have stored the data in the form of a list, and the columns of the data set are year, month, interest rate, unemployment rate, and the final, that is our target variable, that is the stock price index. So we will be pasting it here. For an ideal project you should use the real world data, but since this is a project that I wanted to show you, so the data I have created is somewhat linear so that we can make the model properly. This data needs to be converted into data frame for exploratory data analysis. So for that we give an object of the data frame and we call the pandas data frame function, and then we pass in the stock market object that we have above, and we pass the columns of the data in the form of a Python list, and we give the column name. So now let's see the first 5 rows of our data frame. So for that we will be using the head function on the data frame. So we can see that all the columns are the year of the stock, then the month, then the interest rate that is applied, the unemployment rate of that month, and the final stock price. For this video we are going to make a multiple linear regression model, and we are particularly interested in this two variables for our feature, that is the interest rate and the unemployment rate, and the target variable is our stock price. First we'll perform some bivariate analysis on our interest rate versus the stock price and the unemployment rate versus the stock price, and we'll check whether there is any linear relationship between them or not. So for that we'll be using the scatter plot. So using matplotlib you can plot the scatter plot. We are plotting a scatter plot of interest from the data frame, interest rate versus the stock price of the data frame, and we are giving it as the color of blue. The title of the plot will be stock price versus interest rate. Then we give the labels, then grid of the image is true. So this is our scatter plot, and you can clearly see that there is some kind of linear relationship between the interest rate and the stock price of the data. So now in the similar fashion we will plot a scatter plot between the unemployment rate and the stock price. So we will just copy this block. And when you run this block you can see that there is some kind of negative linear relationship between the unemployment rate and the stock price. So definitely we can add both this variable to our feature matrix. Also, if you want to check for the correlation of the variables that are inside our data frame, so you can go for df.corr. It shows that the unemployment rate has a negative correlation of 0.92, which is fairly very high, and the stock price has a positive correlation with the interest rate. So we can add both this variable to the features, and the stock price will be the target variable. So now we'll declare the features and the target. So this is done. Now we will call the open source machine learning library, that is sklearn, and from sklearn we will be importing the linear regression module, so that we can create a linear model, multiple linear regression model, fit the data into it, and then we can predict our values from it. We write from sklearn import linear model. Create an object building the model. So I have written the object name as regar, and then from the linear module that we have imported here, we will be calling the linear regression, and on this linear regression object that we have created, now we will apply the fit method, and we will fit the data that is there in the feature and the target. So the feature is for x and the target is here in y. So this is done, the fitting of the data is done. Now we will check for the intercept and the coefficient of the model, that is beta naught, beta 1 and beta 2. Since we have two feature variable, we will be having one beta 1 and one beta 2, and then we will be having a beta naught, that is the intercept. So sklearn actually provides you with the built-in function of on the regar, that object that we have built. So on that, if you just call the intercept method, so you will be getting the intercept. Same concept will be also printing the coefficients, that is beta 1 and beta 2. So this is the beta naught, this is the beta 1 and the beta 2. Now to do the prediction for any new interest rate and unemployment rate on the model that we have trained here, we just need to declare any new interest rate. I will be declaring this as 2.75, and we will be declaring a new unemployment rate. To predict the value of the stock price using this new rates, we just need to call the model object that we have built and call the predict method from the model object, and in the predict method we need to pass both of this. So we got the prediction of the price of the stock using the new interest rate and the unemployment rate that we have passed using the predict method, that is 1422.86. The overall summary statistics of our model that we have built, we will be using the statsmodel.formula.api, which will give us the summary statistics. So again, we have just declared the features here and the target here, that is the price, and then we have created a model which is built on the SMF, that is statsmodel.formula.api, and we are using the ordinary least square method, so OLS here, and then just we give the function, that is the formula, that is the stock price is dependent on the features. We give the target as the df, and then we apply the fit method on the same API, and then for predictions we call the models dot predict. And later what we do is that if you want to see the total overall summary of the model, so just write print model dot summary here and run it. So we get the r square as 0.89. so this says that 89% of the target variable can be predicted from the feature, which and this model is a very good model. So the probability of the f statistics here is nearly equal to 0. That means that we can reject the null hypothesis here, that both the features are somewhat dependent and are contributing in the prediction of the stock price. So this was over with the exploratory data analysis. Now we'll go and build the tkinter app so that we can deploy our model and make the application that I had shown you earlier. Now we are into the idle session, and I have written the code for the application here. So first we import all the important libraries. So we import pandas, then sklearn for the open source model. Then we import tkinter, that is the GUI building module of Python, and matplotlib. The matplotlib we import the backends so that we can interact with the canvas of the tkinter. Then we write the artificially prepared data that I had shown you in the exploratory data analysis. We have created the data frame of this data, then we separated them into features and target, and we change the type of the features and target as type as float, so that if there are strings or any other kind of values in the target and the feature, so that will be converted to float. Then from the sklearn we import the linear regression module, and we create an object and we fit the data on it, and we print the intercept and the coefficient of the model. So for creating this kind of application you need to create a root, so tk.root for that. Then we declare the canvas, that is the size of the application that we are going to prepare. So I have given the size as 500 and the height of the application as 300, and we call the root inside the tk.canvas. Then we call upon the back method on the object canvas1, so that the canvas actually is created. So this is the actual size of 500 into 300. Next thing is we need to print the intercept and the coefficient on our canvas. For that we have created this label intercept object, and using the tk label we are passing in the intercept that we get from the sklearn on this label intercept, and on the canvas, that is our application GUI based application, using the create window function we can give the position of this 260 220. So this positions is kind of trial and error, you need to try many times so that your application looks nice. So I have given 260 220, and then we have the window here, that and in the window we have the label intercept that we have created above. And then to give the size of the label intercept that we have created, that is the label intercept which we are going to see on the screen. So here you can see this is the actual label intercept, and the size of this we are configuring using the label intercept.config, that is the font is given as times and the size is 14. Next part is just like this. We have also done the same thing for the coefficients. They are located at the position 260 245. Now the next part is for the label entry for the interest. So this line that you can see here, type interest rate, this is given in the form of a label. So we create an object for the label, then using the canvas create window function we give the position of the label and where we want the label using the window label function. So we can see here that we are getting the type interest rate here. Then to the next of the type interest rate we have a text box here. So we create an entry one object for this text box. So this is the actual code for the text box, that is entry1 is equal to tk.entry. Then we call the root first, then we use the create window and we give the location of the text box that we want, and then we decide the size of the text box that we want. So I have given the type of font as times and size as 18. The same part is done for the label 2, and the entry of the label 2, that is for the unemployment rate. You can see that the unemployment rate part is this one and the text box is this one. Once you type the value which we want to predict, for example if I type 2.75 here, and if I type the unemployment rate as 4.3 or 4.22, and then when we press this predict button, so first we need to get the values of this 2.75 and 4.22 and then pass it to the sklearn method predict to get the new stock price based on the interest rate and unemployment rate. So for that we need to define a function to get the values. So this is the part of defining a user defined function, and we will be getting the new interest rate using the entry1.get method. So on the entry1, when you apply the get method, all the things which are written in the entry1 will be stored in this new interest rate, and this is a global variable for our input. Then for the same thing for the new unemployment rate, we will use the entry2.get method to get the value which we will be passing as the unemployment rate, convert it to float, and then store it in the new employment rate. And lastly we will get the prediction using the using the model.predict method, and we'll be passing the new interest rate and the unemployment rate to it. So once the prediction is done, it is stored into this prediction result, and then we have the final label here, that is label prediction, so that we can see the actual output on our GUI screen. So we call the tk.label again, and using the canvas create window, we give the positions where we want to see the output, that is 260, 280, and calling the window of label prediction, and then we decide the size of the label prediction, and the size is the same, that is times, and size is 18. Then below this all, so once you press the predict button, you can get the stock price based on the interest rate and the unemployment rate that you passed. You have the intercept, that is beta naught, then the coefficients beta 1 and beta 2, then you have the final predicted price, and the color of this predictions can be changed using this example. For example, if I want to change the prediction color here to orange, so just save it and I will run it. So I type in 2.75 and 4.1, and then so you can see that the color of the predicted stock price label and window that we have is changed to orange color. Now you can also see in our application, GUI application, we are getting the scatter plot of the unemployment rate versus the stock price, as well as the interest rate versus the stock price. So in the same code, what I have done is that for the first scatter plot, we have passed this PLT figure, we have declared the figure, and then we have added a subplot, that is the first subplot 1, 1, 1. We have used the plt.scatter method, printed the, we have used this figure canvas.tk aggregate function to pass the figure 3. Then we have adjusted where you actually want the figure, that is using the side tk.right fill board tk. We are passing it to the get tk widget, so that we can actually adjust the location where we actually want it. Then we give the labels to the y-axis, then the x-axis, and then we can give the title of our scatter plot. In the same way, we plot for the unemployment rate versus the stock price in this piece of code. And finally, we need to call the root.main loop so that our application can run in the background continuously. Let me just again change this to some other color. Let's run it again. So now let's type in some different interest rate like 8.1 and some random unemployment rate, and then predict the stock price for the model that we have created. So you can see every time you enter the new interest rate and the unemployment rate, you can get the predicted stock price based on a trained machine learning model. This was all for this video. I hope that all the code, including the exploratory data analysis, starting from creation of the data, then applying the bivariate analysis on the data, finding for some linear relationship between the features and the target is clear to you, and the later part of the video where we are building the GUI in the idle is also clear to you. If you have any doubts regarding any of the syntax or any of the part of this project that I have shown you in the video, please write in the comment section. I will definitely reply to them. Also, I will be posting both the codes for this project as well as the Jupyter Notebook file as a GitHub link in the description below. Do check it out too. Till then, if you like my work, please do hit the like, share and subscribe button.